unanswered questions about.
Oh, look at me! I'm Leatherface!
Number one.
Hey. I said...
Number one.
Where did Han's murder start before Anton? And...
Whoa.
Number two.
How does that fit in the overall timeline? Before you guys flood my comments, thirsting over Jessica Alba in the angel costume, here's a tiny little backstory about this film. This is one of my earliest memories of horror. I remember watching this as a young grasshopper, and Kelly Monaco is responsible for about 27% of my early puberty. So it was fun to revisit old times.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. But nostalgia aside, that also means revisiting the story itself. And once you start mapping it out, especially Han's timeline versus Anton's, things got way more interesting than I remember. So let's discuss this timeline. The only context we get is through the media outlets, news coverage, and talk between friends, and luckily, our introduction to Debbie, the fearless monster hunter, who while chasing down this evil demonic entity, possessing people in their hands, discovers the pattern forms a pentagram. But the timeline goes as follows. It starts in Bull, Idaho, body count unclear, then moves to Tremonton, Utah. Then Han makes his way near the northern Arizona border. Then it lands in Beaver, Utah, where she goes undercover as a nun and tracks down the latest possessed host in jail. 7 skinless bodies left behind. Han then makes his way to California, and this is where I had to take over Anton, because Debbie now focuses on Baker, California, then Bowling, California. A waitress from a bowling alley gets taken out in the parking lot. There's also an unnamed postal worker, the Feldstein twins at the Burger Jungle.
Are those ears? Earrings?
Dude said earrings. Anton's parents, P-Nub and Mick.
Yeah, I was a little bitter about the whole getting killed by my best friend thing, but I've had time to get over it.
Officers Ruck and McMacy, Tiffany. Curtis.
Fuck you, Curtis.
Principal Tidwell, who had his balls ripped out. Ugh. Dexter Holland. Hadn't really went over his head. Get it? Over. Okay. Several dancers at the party. Tanya. Blended. And finally, Han itself. So where exactly does a pre-Anton murder spree end? And the Anton murder spree begins. And somewhere along the line, there's also a triple slaying
And random photos
of people that are either dead victims or that was possessed by hand.
4 bodies have been discovered to date, and the killer is still at large. Killings have spread from a local postal route to the bowling alley.
Local mailman, barmaid at the bowling alley, and don't tell me you haven't heard about the Feldstein twins.
And now to our own Burger Jungle.
It's safe to say that Han's been pretty busy. Probably even more busier than yours. He even states he hasn't seen his parents in multiple days.
I haven't seen my parents in a couple days.
Maybe they're dead.
Which is interesting to note because that means that Han had the power to fully induce Anton in this several day blackout where he just went on this fucking murder spree, went full serial killer mode, and did the deed. But what I really don't understand is if it has the power to do this, why would it want to go incognito? If it can just jump body to body, or hand to hand per se. I guess that oregano and nutmeg really pissed Han off. He ain't with that shit.
Number 3.
Is Anton the chosen one? And
Hey! Watch it, man.
does the film allude to this prophecy through visual clues? And
Devil girl with nothing to lose. She got wind in her hair and gum on her shoes.
is this why it specifically chose Molly to drag to hell? Even though this is a funny, just turn your brain off stoner comedy horror movie, that doesn't mean that it doesn't pay attention to the small details. We've already discussed the complete timeline of the murders, but now, let's focus on the smaller details that tell the bigger picture. There's plenty of visual clues that imply that the hand didn't possess Anton by accident. Within the movie's motive, the hand chooses the laziest bums in the universe to possess so it can carry on its murder spree. That's the surface level explanation, but I do believe Anton was a part of the bigger plan. The final host, if you will, meant to unleash pure chaos on Halloween night. Now the timeline isn't just random killings, it's a pattern. As we established earlier, the pattern forms a pentagram. Now I'm not going to get too religious in this because it's not that serious, but it's the symbolism that matters. The murders follow a design. There are multiple visual and underlying clues suggesting Anton was always supposed to be the one to complete the job, specifically to take Molly's soul to hell. I don't think it's a coincidence that Anton shares the name with Anton LaVey, founder of the Church of Satan. Again, not diving into religious logistics, because Satanism is not devil worshipping. But again, symbolism. Satan, Anton, and this demonic force go hand in hand. Even the background details tell a story. The random posters on Mick and Peanut's wall.
The Devil's Harvest.
You ever heard growing up, "Boy, don't you smoke that devil lettuce"? The 6-fingered hand on the TV? 6 fingers. 6. You know what I mean? The fingerling scene. And for real, it's just very entertaining watching Anton fight his possessed hand over the fucking TV remote after killing his friends. That man's living his best life. He just doesn't know it yet. Then there's Rob Zombie's Dragula music video. Badass song, by the way. It's from his Hell Billy Deluxe album. It goes further. Mick and Peanut tell Anton they know somebody who knows about Satan, which is Randy. Randy has a Weeping Jesus tattoo. The same exact tattoo as Mickey in Natural Born Killers, a film about a serial killer couple. One of the core commandments, murder! And on top of all that, the hand's goal is to use Anton, the chosen one, to drag Molly's soul to hell. So to recap, this demonic hand wants to take Molly, who was dressed as an angel, and drag her straight to hell on the spiritual holiday of Halloween. Demon, angel, hell, you know what I'm saying? You feel me? It's pretty self-explanatory when you line it up. The story plays out like a comedic stoner horror movie, which it is, but don't sleep on this movie. It's very self-aware. It knows what it's doing. You see the bigger picture now?
Number 6.
Rapid fire round.
Wait, are these knee pads for your husband? Uh-oh.
I haven't seen my parents in a couple days.
Maybe they're dead.
Wait, I thought Anton cut his hand off. How was this possible? There goes Anton with his magically reappearing hand again. Zombies watching zombies. Molly's just back there chilling, playing her bass. Whatever happened to Duke the dog? He's just never seen again.
Oh, I'm hot. I'm hot.
This principal should not be working here. You know, I wish my high school was rich enough to have the fucking Offspring perform at my dance. We didn't even have lockers. Where are you? And I'm so sorry.
Does Idle Hands take place in the same universe or alternate universe as Buffy the Vampire Slayer? And
You're dead.
No, I'm not. You cracked me on the head pretty good. I must have been unconscious.
Think?
I know, fucker. Now dig me up.
does this movie also parallel other universes that can expand the story? Hear me out. Is it possible that in the realm of Idle Hands, a world that contains demonic entities, possession, angels, zombies, and literal trips to hell, that this story could exist in the same universe as Buffy? Let's talk about the parallels. Both stories center on the most unlucky kid imaginable, becoming the hero under complete bizarre supernatural circumstances. Buffy is a high school cheerleader who discovers she's the Slayer. Anton is a lazy burnout who ends up being the vessel for a demonic hand, and ultimately, the only ones that can stop it. Neither one of them asked for this responsibility, but they're dragged into it. Both climaxes take place in a gym, not just any gym, but the same exact gym. I'll throw up a side-by-side comparison right here. There's no denying it. This is where things shift from coincidence to pattern. In Buffy, the gym sits over a hellmouth, a literal portal to hell. In Idle Hands, the Halloween dance in that same gym becomes the final battleground where the demonic force attempts to claim an angel, a symbolic angel, and uses that same location to try to drag Molly to hell. So if hell dimensions exist in Buffy's universe and in Anton's world, there's nothing contradicting the idea that both of these worlds can operate in the same supernatural realm, even though it might be an alternate universe. It's very plausible, which opens up another door. If Idle Hands can occupy that same reality or an alternate version of that reality, does that mean that other stories in cinema can overlap this too? Take the scene at the bowling alley where Randy meets Debbie for the first time. It's the exact same bowling alley from The Big Lebowski. I'll throw up a side-by-side right here. Now, I'm not saying the dude is secretly aware of these demonic possessions or supernatural realms or demonic pentagrams forming across the states, but I'm also not saying that the chaotic, morally absurd undercurrent we see in that world couldn't exist alongside a hidden supernatural layer, such as Buffy and Idle Hands. The point of this is not to say that all of these movies are directly connected. The point is that in universe, there's also nothing that contradicts it either, because a bunch of these films take place in the exact same locations, whether they're directly connected or not. And if Idle Hands and Buffy explores alternate universes, it's kind of a given. If demons can cross state lines and body hop from hand to hand, if angels can intervene, if the dead can come back long enough to stop the apocalypse, if Buffy can slay 100 vampires and explore alternate dimensions, then what's a little bit of an expanded story? Some other tidbits is that this is the same exact dog from Road Trip. I could name some other titles as well, but I've reached so far in this already that my arm's starting to cramp, you know what I'm saying?
What the fuck?
Number 9.
Did Anton actually get his happy ending? Or,
You know?
is Anton completely fucked and he's gonna get life in prison? One of my favorite small details here. At the beginning of the movie, Anton very clearly lays out his ideal life to Mick.
I mean, my dream life would be to lie around all day in bed and watch TV while some hot broad delivers me food and shit.
Lying in bed while the hottie brings him some food. And by the end, technically, that's what he gets. So while Anton is laying in bed getting harder than his full body cast, Molly, his angel, is feeding him. It's the exact fantasy he described. But here's the real question. What happens next? Because let's zoom out for a second, right? Remember, his parents are still dead in the house. There's 2 police officers that he murdered also still in his house. And I'm not sure whatever happened to Peanut and Mick's body. Since they're souls now and they're his guardian angels, so what happened to their corpse? I don't know. That's a mystery in itself. Principal Tidwell is mutilated. They're going to find Anton's fingernails legit in his ball sack. A couple at the dance is dead. Han had to cop a feel before he'd done the deed, which, you know, don't blame him. There are multiple bodies at the school, like the dancers. Tanya got blended.
Okay, I'm not going through all this, Tanya.
Just unfair.
Well, you can go back if you want to get a piece.
If you want a piece, this is peak writing. His blood is everywhere. His fingerprints are literally everywhere. From a purely legal standpoint, the evidence is catastrophic against his favor. Even if you argue possession or demonic influence, the physical proof all goes back to Anton. Motive, violent outburst. Opportunity, he was present at every scene. Forensics are overwhelming. He's fucked. So does he get that happy ending with his angel Molly? Or is the system going to see a mass murdering teenager? The only thing that's going to save him is the scale of witnesses at the dance. An entire gym full of students saw a demonic hand crawling around causing chaos and murdering people. And Debbie could fork in her 2 cents about the whole pentagram killing things, if they believe it. So either A, the legal system accepts mass hysteria and possession as a defense. B, Anton is institutionalized, not imprisoned, labeled psychologically unstable rather than purely criminal. Or C, the events are quietly buried and they accept the story from the masked individuals who come and back up Anton's story. The movie ends on a good comedic note saying that Anton won. Han is dead. He got the girl. He's alive. His dead friends prank him. They're his guardian angels. He literally fulfilled his dream. But the real question is whether he gets to keep it or not. That's going to wrap this video up, guys. Thank you so much for taking part of your day to kick it with me. You know I appreciate it. I'll see you next week in the next video. I'm going to try to do Halloween 3. Now, the thing about Halloween 3 is when I did the Halloween franchise, everybody asked me to skip it. Now that I skipped it, everybody is now asking me to do it. And I've tried to do Halloween 3. I've tried multiple times. I'm halfway through. The thing is, not a whole lot of things happen in Halloween 3. Not every movie fits the criteria of a 10-thing series. Trust me, it's not easy. But I'm going to get it done. Watch me. That being said, if you have any theories about Halloween 3, feel free to drop it in the Discord. The Discord is absolutely free. It's just a hangout spot. You can come tell me about your day, how good it was, how bad it was, shoot the breeze, talk some shit, talk about music, films, life in general, gaming, you name it. We talk about it. Also, if you have any theory that I really like and hold some weight, I will credit you in the video. I also have a YouTube membership where you get early access to all my videos. Sometimes I do giveaways. You get loyalty badges, emojis, members-only live streams and videos. The list goes on and on. It's very beneficial for you and me. Plus, you'll be supporting me in this channel. So with that being said, I will see you next week and hopefully Halloween 3. I love you all. Adios.